Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another exciting episode of You've Already Peaked Gaming Podcast, featuring your host, Locarthemanbeast. Also featuring me, the DjLobsterDust.
The LobsterDust.
Hey! Hey!
How's it going, man?
Hey! I'm walking here.
Yeah?
It's going good. It's going good, you know.
Oh, fancy.
Yeah.
Is it the bottle we brought down from Mom's, or is it a new bottle?
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Oh, yeah. I opened it to cook with a couple nights ago, and now I'm just indulging myself and the rest of it.
You let it sit for a couple days?
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually,
In my head, I was all, I aired it out.
Yeah, that's exactly.
2 days.
2 days is perfect. If
That's
you're
what a sommelier would recommend.
If you're a real wine snob, you let it sit for like a week. But you don't
never forget.
You don't leave it in a bottle. You just put it in like a bucket, like a Home Depot bucket.
There's this lady that she was part of like my mom's church, and like there was like my mom had like bunko or some shit at her house, and it's like everybody, like a bunch of people came over. I remember there being like 30 people or something like that, and unbeknownst to this particular woman, the owner of one of the wineries out there was there.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom like didn't have enough like fucking wine glasses for everybody, God forbid. So she had like some people had like mason jars and shit like that,
Yeah.
you know, just like real country bumpkin type shit.
Absolutely.
And this one lady was like, well, actually, I didn't know if you knew this, but like the wine doesn't breathe right and blah, blah, blah. As they piped up, she's all, actually, I own a winery, so how about you shut up? It doesn't matter that much. Like, God, fucking Snoop.
Dude, wine snobs might be the worst people on the planet.
Have you talked to a Dota snob?
I mean,
Whoa.
yeah, but the wine snobs are okay. Listen, if I sit down to get a glass of wine, right? I'm like, that looks like a good glass. And the person sitting next to me, like, does this, takes a sip, goes, and then spits into a bucket. Like, I'm just going to get up and leave. Yeah, it's like, dude, just drink the fucking wine. Who gives a shit?
Like, I'll smell. I'll even give it like the.
Yeah. What are you tasting?
A little bit of air.
What are you tasting?
I don't know. I saw somebody do it. And guess what? Even if I'm like, it's not my favorite, I'll finish the glass without making a fucking scene about it.
Thank you.
It's
Thank
like,
you.
just don't order another. Oh, fuck.
My
Like the people that go up, they're like, listen, I know I asked you all about this craft cocktail on your craft cocktail menu, but this just isn't for me. It's like, all right, you don't have to make like, it shouldn't be a thing. Like, you look through it. I just really don't like tequila, and this has tequila in it. It says it has tequila on it.
don't order it.
Are you fucking blind?
Don't order it. Yeah.
Like, shit like that. Don't be dumb.
It's also one of those things too, where it's like, I think the difference is also like the pricing too, right? Like if I order something I don't like, it sucks because I'm like, oh, well, that was kind of shitty. But like when it's like a meal, right? You get a meal that you don't like, and you're like, man, that kind of sucked. That wasn't good. Like you can kind of maybe ask, like, can we do something about this? This is just gross. I don't want to finish it. You know what I mean? But if I'm going to McDonald's and I'm like, man, this burger's not really good, I'm not walking back into McDonald's and be like,
why the fuck did they trick me into eating the fillet of fish again?
I just read an article that like this is how bad McDonald's is. They're so fucking far out of their lane. They're like their distributor for what type of like it's not Alaskan cod, but it's some ridiculous like upper quality fish that they're using for their fish fillet.
Bullshit.
Swear to you. It's some weird fucking halibut something or some weird shit that they're like getting from like a higher quality place. It's like, what are you?
What's it called? A McFish?
It's
Of fish fillet?
Fish fillet, yeah, from McDonald's. Look up. I was just reading this article. Like McDonald's is like I don't know if they've like invested or purchased or done something to where they're like their fucking fish is now like super high quality fish or some bullshit. It's like,
get the fuck out of here,
dude. That's what I was saying. It was like, first off, I haven't had a fish fillet in fucking 10 years, probably.
Is it filet o fish?
Filet o fish.
Filet o fish.
Yeah,
there it is.
That's what it is. Yeah. But like my whole thing, that's what I'm saying. Like McDonald's, you're out of your lane, dude. I'm not going to McDonald's for a quality meal. I'm not looking for like, if you know,
Alaskan pollock.
Yeah, maybe that's.
I'm not buying that for a fucking second.
Yeah,
I'm not buying. Nah. Now, if you told me that if they had like a crab ragoon or something like that, and you told me it was imitation crab, yeah, no, theirs is imitation fish. I fucking guarantee it.
Well, that's my whole thing. Is like, what is like the cheapest ocean fish you can get is gonna be like what, tilapia?
Tilapia.
You know what I mean? It's like if you told me the fish fillet was a tilapia fish, I'd be like, yeah, okay, makes sense. Yeah.
Oh, zero nutritional value, just has fish texture. That's it.
Yeah, you're all right. You're here. It's fine.
Okay.
My whole thing is like it's that thing where like Taco Bell. Remember when Taco Bell went through that lawsuit or whatever, and they were like 80% of their fucking meat has like cardboard or something in it, and like Taco Bell ran like some article and was like, no, actually only 40% does. Like Taco Bell wasn't lying to nobody. They were like, we know it's dog shit, like, but it's not 80% dog shit.
Calm down. With their hand up like Steph Curry at the three, just watching that baby go in.
It's you know what I mean? But it's like when I go to McDonald's, I'm not looking for quality. Hell, I'm trying to think of like a quality burger place that like I'm going to like hoping or expecting a quality burger that's along the lines of fast food. What, like Habit? Maybe maybe In-N-Out, maybe. I still think
In-N-Out is like upper tier of drive-through.
It's instead
that's
of
the key thing.
Yeah.
Habits, I think, a step above them, but they're not drive-through. Right? You're still pulling in, parking, you can get it to go, you can sit and eat. It's faster, but not like drive-through.
Okay, I can accept.
I'd say like In-N-Out, Chick-fil-A, like top of like the drive-through food chain.
Okay. Yeah, I can accept
I'm
that.
not like overselling, like saying like In-N-Out. Like In-N-Out is good, consistent burgers. They're not the best burgers. I fucking love them.
Yes. Actually,
but
I can give or take an In-N-Out burger. I get it protein style. I get it animal style, protein style. And it's a fucking mess. But it's so much better because I fucking hate In-N-Out buns. I hate In-N-Out buns. They're the worst. Especially if you get it animal style, it turns into a soggy mess like within the first 5 seconds.
Okay, you don't get to make that decision if you've also done it lettuce wrap, like protein style. Fuck out of here. You're gonna tell me like the lettuce is doing a good job at containing the animal style?
When have you ever been like? When have you
pregnant burger's water breaks into your lap of just fucking sauce and fucking onions?
When have you ever had like lettuce that had, what was it, Thousand Island and onions and stuff, and been like, it's soggy, that's gross? Or you ever taken a wet fucking piece of
great texture?
It does.
I love how crisp it is.
I would rather have.
But you can't argue that it's not as messy because at least that bun is like just soaking that up.
It has nothing to do with messy. It has everything to do with I don't want to eat wet bread. Wet bread is gross.
Well, you're not invited to the cookout.
If I come over to your house and you're just like in your sink is like filled up and
boiling a loaf
you're
of
you're just dunking fucking like sliced bread and like handing it to people.
Breakfast.
Breakfast. I'll fucking leave. I'll leave right then and there. Good Lord.
I
think I'm just hungry. I haven't eaten today, so I'm hungry. A burger.
Is that where this is coming from?
A burger sounds fucking good.
Yeah, you don't want to talk shit about In-N-Out right now, do you?
Fuck In-N-Out. I will tell you, like I said, the burger stuff, fine, totally fine. It is what it is. I will hammer down on their grilled cheese from their secret menu. That's pretty good. But animal fries, I would punch a child for animal fries.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like I would do dirty things for animal fries. Like if someone was like, "You want $1,000 of animal fries?" I'd probably take the $1,000, but
I'd buy animal fries with it.
definitely buy animal fries with them. Oh my god. Oh fuck. Oh, we lost him. Oh no, he's back. Wait. Oh,
sure?
There it is. Well, you're behind now. Give it a second. Oh, I don't know. Oh yeah, dude, I'm telling you, these are the best, dude. Oh.
COVID don't stand a chance. Okay, so
tell me, talk to me.
Let's get into it. Let's talk about it. It's because I've been thinking a lot.
I fucked up.
Sean.
Oh, it hurts so bad.
Too much?
Ah.
Take a pause.
Let it breathe. Me and Sean, what?
Notes of currant and cherry. You and Sean started playing Thrones and Liberty.
We did. Yeah, we did. We definitely.
I want to talk about that. I want you to explain it to me. I want you to explain to me why it's not Lost Ark. From what I've seen, it already looks a little better, maybe more fleshed out than Lost Ark. Okay. But I also want to know, is this going to stay around? Is this going to be a thing? Because I kind of want to pour into it. I kind of want to invest.
Did you play it all?
I have not played it all. Okay. It's been downloaded.
So
I also
okay.
You first. You go. Because at the end of this, I want to pose a question.
Okay, so Lost Ark is that top-down ARPG style MMO in a sense. This is a third-person MMO. It's just a standard in its own right MMO. I think the problem with games like this is it's a Korean MMO. Me and Sean were talking about it. So for me, it's very reminiscent of Black Desert Online. It has a lot of the same qualities of that. The leveling up process, where leveling doesn't really seem to fucking matter so much. Like it does, but like where all of the important shit is like gear progression. And it's not about killing things to get gear progression. It's just about getting items to level up the things that you're already wearing to make those things better. That's your gear progression. And that's very Korean MMO. That's very Black Desert Online. It's very Bliss. It's very, I don't know. Arc Age is very, I don't know. You've seen it a million times. If you played MMOs, because me and Sean were talking about that, because I was like, hey, it's a free to play game. Let's dive into this. Let's just fucking diddle around, see what happens. And he was like, yeah, maybe it'll scratch that MMO itch. It's free. We don't have to spend money on it. Fuck it. Let's try it. And it didn't scratch an MMO itch, but we also didn't really do much. We just kind of fucked around. You know, the first part of an MMO is slow. Like if you're not willing to put in like 3 hours to get through the first part of an MMO, which is like talking and lore dumps and fucking running to and from people just to like, this is your tutorial on who you need to talk to and what you need to do. Like, you're not going to have fun. Like, if you can get past that point, the game may open up and turn into a whole nother thing. Is it going to stay around? I think it's a cool game. I played a little bit of the beta, and then me and Sean got into it and started playing it, and I was like, I'm actually having a little bit of fun dicking around and doing stuff. Like there's things we obviously can't touch yet, which we're already like super interested in. Like there's a space whale that was flying around. We jumped and got on the space whale and we just rode it around the map because it just goes to different parts of the map. And like we were just able to like see different things and like we were like, oh my God, that's fucking dope. What's over there? Oh, that's sick over there. And then just seeing that stuff and then hopping off and like running to and from places, be like, okay, let's check that out. We were looking at, and it was just fucking cool. It was cool to see a new world and just experience things. Then we started like kind of progressing with like our characters a little bit and like, okay, let's dick around, change this, do this, add this here. And then it kind of was like, oh, this is cool, because the way you pick a class in the game is by what type of weapons you equipped. So without even knowing it, Sean had just picked like the two-handed fucking great sword and like a wand or whatever for healing, and then he just happened to become a paladin. And that's like in any MMO, Sean usually plays either mage or paladin. Like that's just his thing. So whenever there's a paladin in the game, he's usually moving towards that direction. So it was really interesting that we just happened to randomly pick a bunch of shit, and like I ended up as a spellblade. I took daggers and a magic staff, and it just kind of was fucking dope. You just kind of blow shit up. And I think being able to mix and match different things to like make your own classes is kind of dope. But I think people were also thinking it was going to be a lot like New World, where you know, you can, we need a healer, so I'll just swap out for this. But it's not really like that because it's Korean MMO. So there's going to be some type of paywall that's going to hold you back. So once you start progressing and putting all your fucking stuff into these weapons, you're going to get hindered later in the game by swapping to something else because you're not going to have those skill book things that you need to level up weapons. You know, you're going to have to grind for them. So being able to swap to a different weapon or a class is going to take you even longer to grind for, which kind of feels bad, but that's also where people get turned off from games like this. That's when I was with Black Desert Online. I guess that's changed now. One of the hardest things about Black Desert was the grind and the gear progression. Grinding to what was level 60, which was hard to come by at the time, you know, took something like close to like 500 hours. You know, so when people, so when people were grinding, I hit 60 and I was like, holy shit. Because there's no level cap in BDO. They just make it so from the next, the next level, like 60 to 61 is such an ungodly high amount of experience that you are forced at the highest level mobs that you can get in the game. You're forced at killing, you know, 60,000 of them before you actually see your bar start to tick. You know what I mean? It was like, that's how they slow the progression down in itself. And so I kind of feel like this game might have a lot of that. Cause I think the same company that did Black Desert is doing this game. They've just paired up with Amazon Studios. So there's a lot of like similarities between things. And then so you can definitely feel this game has got a lot of Black Desert, a lot of like New World, and a few other things just kind of like thrown in the middle of it. It's cool. It's fucking gorgeous. It's gorgeous. It's such a beautiful game. Just run through the world, like transform into a cat and like jump off a cliff into a bird and then like overlook this fucking area. There's no like loading screens or like if you want to just teleport to another spot, like there's no loading screens. Your character just fucking ends up teleporting somewhere else on the map. You know what I mean? Like, so it's really kind of cool. I don't know. We had fun. I don't know if we had the most fun, but I'm thinking, you know, 2, 3, 4 people running around doing it. It could be dope. Could be interesting.
Because for a long time now, you've been wanting an MMO. I've been wanting an MMO.
Okay.
I've been wanting to play games with Sean. I saw you and Sean on there. I thought this might be the one. The itch might be scratched. And it's inspired me.
Okay.
I want to hop in.
I'm down. Okay, what game have I ever said I don't want to play? Dota 2. Other than that, what else?
No. Okay. I can't give you World of Warcraft time.
That's okay. Right? I don't want that.
You said, I need you to lock in on Tuesdays and Thursdays for at least 4 hours, and I need X, Y, and Z. Could this be the one that we can get people in, that we can play a little more casually without feeling so hindered?
I think so. Well, okay. I don't know. Actually, I'm gonna be real with that. It was like I don't know how progression works in the game so much that like if there's not people that are playing because here's the thing with MMOs. It's with any MMO. Okay, the idea behind an MMO is you have to be playing it constantly. You're not going to fall behind a grind in a sense of you don't play or you don't log on, but progression with other people will start to become more of this gap because going back to doing other
content,
yeah,
missions.
exactly. Or just in the progression system. Once you get to say, you know, you're level 5 and I'm level 10, okay, well, there's going to be a difference in experience gain, drops, things of that nature, which going back to doing the play to get back up to that. So like where any MMO that we pick, we can't play it like WoW, because when I want to play WoW, I want to play WoW like I play WoW, which is in a raiding guild, fucking yeah. I want to be 500 pounds eating fucking Cheetos and drinking Mountain Dew. You know what I mean? Like that's how I play WoW. But that's only because it's the only way I know how to play WoW. Okay. Now I take that back. That's the only way WoW interests me, is by fucking high tier gameplay.
I guess that's my question.
This game or any other MMO, even like when it comes to like Final Fantasy in a sense, those games don't. Not anymore with Final Fantasy, at least not since Jeremy and Josh passed, but I don't have the desire to high tier gameplay. I don't want to savage raid tier in Final Fantasy anymore. I just want to play the game and have fun. So any MMO that we can get into that doesn't have a pay cap or a fucking subscription to it, I'm fucking down for. You know what I mean? I'm okay with that. Throne and Liberty is one of those games where, because it's also so new, there's going to be things going on in it. It's got some life in it. And it's like, I'm down to try. Me and Sean, what was it, last night or the night before?
Night before. We put in like 3-4, I don't know how much. I think about 3.5 hours, almost 4 hours of the game. We didn't do fuck all for 2 hours. We literally just ran around the map exploring shit and just looking. It was like dope. We can just go anywhere. Like, we're not locked. You know, you're not stuck. It's not like Destiny where it's like, okay, well, we did a mission, now we're back in the hub, and then we do a mission and we're back at the hub. It's just like, go out and fucking do things. But it's also like, you're going to get to an area where you just literally, like, that's a level 36. Won't be able to do anything.
Yeah, that's a level 36 mob. You're level 5. Every attack you do says miss, because you just don't have the ability to attack it. But you can still explore the area, unlock fucking teleport stuff and shit like that. So it's cool.
Okay.
If we wanted to actually sit down and play, you know what I mean? Just fucking dick around and play. I would 100% do it with you.
And Sean.
Yes. Yeah. And Sean. Fuck, even Aaron.
Easy.
Okay. No Aaron.
Easy.
Just Sean. I mean,
no, I think it'd be fun.
I think
it'd be fun. I don't know. Watching you guys just dick around looked fun. It looked. I'm not gonna like throw stones at Lost Ark, but Lost Ark was like kind of meh for me. Especially, I don't know. I think it was when like Sean was like, "Here, let me stream," and like he like zoomed in on his character, like just like the detail that's there. It feels like it's a little more like up to date.
Like I said, it definitely looks good. You can tell that they Amazon did a little bit to put something into that engine. It's got so many different MMOs thrown into it. Like, it's got the Black Desert, it's got the Terra, it's got the fucking, you know.
I don't know enough to differentiate.
Right, but for people that do play MMOs, it wasn't. Although Sean said something the other night. It was very interesting. I just want to fucking just right in the jaw.
Good legs on this one.
Sean said something the other day because they throw so much shit at you. He's like, if I didn't know MMOs, this would be fucking way too much. And I was like, even if you did play MMOs, this is way too much. They're giving you, it's like they front load everything where it's like, this is shit that you're going to do, but you're not going to touch any of that stuff until you're obviously max level or
way past it.
And then you're going to have to be like, wait, how the fuck did I do that again? And you're going to have to go back 60 hours to try and remember how to do something. And that's the Korean MMO. That's just how it is. Like we were talking about, Sean was like, dude, there's something about Korean MMOs. They know how to build a world. These fucking worlds look great. And I was like, yeah, except for I've seen this town 100 fucking times in every other Korean MMO I played. You know what I mean?
Assets.
Not even just assets, just like, okay. Also another thing, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Right? If it works,
Bardu.
Yeah. If it works in the other things, fucking put it in there. There's also that side piece of being like, I want to see something new and interesting. But I don't know. It was cool. I mean, honestly, our progression wise, like I said, we played 4 hours. I think our progression, we only like really progressed like a couple hours. And it was enough that it seemed cool and interesting. Like the combinations, the different abilities you can do, and like throwing different things in, and just like, okay, well, if I get in close here and I do this, and like that's the thing about MMOs, you read all your tooltips, you know what I mean? And once you start reading stuff, then you kind of notice that Sean was like, oh, if I do this, I put this guy to sleep and I use my kill attack, I can just murder him instantly. And like it was just like us figuring things out as it was going. It was like, this is cool. This is fun to get back into.
See, there it is. So it could be.
Do you want to play?
Yeah.
Did you download? Are you ready?
Yeah. I tried downloading that night that you were playing, but I was like bored just sitting there. So I started playing games, and
good old Starlink.
This Starlink isn't going to download and let me play. I was moving at megabits a second. And then maybe I turned off my computer when I went to bed, forgetting that I was downloading stuff. So maybe the next day I had spent the day. It's downloaded. It's downloaded.
I think it could be a fun experience. Now, is this something that's going to stick around? Because that's one of the big questions with any game.
Okay, I'm not being Cliff here. I'm not expecting it to stick around long term. But like if we're gonna invest like maybe a couple months into this or maybe longer.
Well, that's my next point. It will really determine on where
on a scale from 1 to Diablo 4. How far do you think this is gonna last?
Oh boy. If it's like any other Korean MMO, which it probably is, I think the hardest part that people are going to have to get around, the idea behind it, is the grind. There will be a grind invested in it, where you're probably going to get through the story relatively quickly. We could probably get to the story pretty quickly until we hit the points where it's like, oh, the story's in the next area that's like, mobs are just
level capped.
Yeah, or just like mobs hit kind of hard. We need to kind of like progress gear, and then you're back to doing your daily grinds to kind of progress gear. I think that's when most people are going to fall off. When most people realize there is a grind invested with it, people are either going to be like, okay, that's fine. Or they're going to be like, I just don't have time. I don't want to log on and kill mobs for fucking 2 hours before, I do anything really. And it's like, it's understandable. The thing like this, like BDO, is it's got the PvE aspect to it too, where at a certain level, which I'm assuming is probably level 30 or up, or fucking 40 or up, or some shit like that, you get permanently marked in PvP. So like as you play and progress the game, there will be people in the world that will just end up fighting you. And you just kind of have to have that PvP aspect of it, which is cool. I mean, I never was against it. I love PvP.
Now, PvP, if I'm not mistaken, you might know more, but is there PvP zones? Or is everything PvP? Because I guess if you're in a dungeon and you're in a dungeon at nighttime, it locks the dungeon, so you can't get out, and that becomes a permanent PvP zone.
Yes,
where it's PvP.
So there's that. There are events that happen which will turn a zone into PvP, and then I'm pretty sure if it's like anything else, you can either toggle on or toggle off, or in certain areas will just be PvP acceptable. So if you're out in the world or wherever and someone has PvP toggled and you're at a certain level, there's a good chance you could end up in combat with them. I don't know how that all works. Again, I'm just going based off of what I know from previous games and what I'm assuming this game is going to have, Okay. But again, it's still not a bad thing. It just sucks when you get run over by someone who's like 20 levels above you and you're like, well, okay, that was cool. Thanks, guy. I'm just trying to get from point A to point B,
Fucking idiot.
Yeah. Because me and Sean went to a PvP zone. We were level 5, and we were just trying to see what it was about. And we didn't realize that there's like a bubble thing around it. So like we walked through the bubble because we were like in it, and it was like, oh, this is a PvP zone. And some dude just fucking railed Sean. And I was like, okay, I just like backed out. And then we're like, I kind of went in because I was like, I just want to see what the boss looks like. I just want to get closer. So I got in, and then I got caught in someone's AoE. Like they were attacking someone else in an AoE, and then I just fell over. And it was like, I mean, I'm not supposed to be there. I'm level 5. These people were level 30 and up fighting this fucking mob or whatever. But it was also one of those things where it was like, that's what you're going to get. you're gonna die, and you're gonna respawn. You're gonna run back into the fight, and you're gonna keep going to progress it. And so
it's like a curious prostitute wandering into P. Diddy's house, but he's got one of those like chimes where if you break the motion sensor, ding dong,
Yeah.
just, and just all of a sudden just.
So sticking around portion of it, I think if we have people to play with, it's the same thing like Destiny. Like why is none of us playing Destiny anymore?
Because Aaron got into Tarkov.
Yeah, that's a good point. No, I mean, but even still, I mean, the idea behind any game like that is whether or not we're gonna have people to play with. And if one person continues to play and they just kind of outgear, then it just kind of gets to the point where it's like, it's kind of slow or whatever. Like if it's just something that we all can be like, hey, we're all on, should we go pop into Throne and Liberty? And then we get in and play. And then we're all kind of like,
gotta stay near the levels.
I don't think it'll be that bad. Plus, I don't think this will be Sean's MMO because he's still playing WoW. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I
understand that.
I don't think it'll be like my MMO because I'm still playing Final Fantasy, but not in the sense of like, okay, when I say my MMO, it's mean like, okay, all of my time invests to that game. You know what I mean? It could be an MMO.
You're different.
Yeah.
It's not going to be my MMO because it just makes me like baby-ish. I need a Jones.
I will tell you, I do need a Jones. I do need a Jones bad. Like I play Final.
I think you're just chasing the dragon at this part.
I think so
point.
too. Which is probably.
I don't think there is an MMO for you anymore.
Which is why I haven't. Well, other than just money issues, the reason why I haven't started WoW is because had I really jumped back into WoW in this new expansion, like seeing the progression, seeing people playing, I think I would end up in the M+ scene and the fucking rating scene and like trying to push heroics and like even trying to get into like mythic and like. Thank God we had Tarkov when we did, because that probably persuaded me into a different MMO in a sense. You know what I mean? Because
that soft cap of 42 really saved you.
Yeah, I really pushing for max traders really had me focus in a spot because I know, like, because I'm looking at WoW and I'm like, God, it does look so fucking fun. Like I'm watching World First progression right now, where the first raid came out and the mythic tier, which is the highest tier, comes out, and all the big teams, you know, you've got Echo, Liquid, all these different fucking people are progressing to try and be the first people in the world to beat the raid. And so if you go back right now, because it's live, I don't think they beat it yet. They got 5th boss down. A raid's been live for like 2 weeks or whatever, and they got the first like 5 bosses killed. And it's like, whoa, that's kind of a hard raid tier, man. It's just slowed that progression down. You're not beating it within the first week like you used to. But like watching these people play at high levels and like seeing this shit and like all the different strategies that have to go on, like, oh man, this ability comes up and you have to move, and then like there's different things that each class has to do to like kind of progress, and like watching how the fight plays out and like watching 20 people in unison doing things like a fucking waltz. Dude, it does something.
Yeah, you guys are just like an organized flash mob.
That's what it is. And it was so
the way you're describing it. Each person has to do this. I said to fucking pirouette when I fucking spin.
when I was raid leading during Battle of Azeroth and kind of the beginning portion of Shadowlands before I pretty much, or what was it after that? Was it Shadowlands? I don't fucking
the legs on this thing.
Shut the fuck up. I'm glad it's a good wine though. I was really happy. I pulled it out of Mom's because it looked good.
It's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
Not bad.
But
Zen is even my favorite. It's good.
When I was raid leading, the coolest thing about raid leading when we were doing it, because that's when Sean was working with me up when we were together, our days when we had slow days, me and Sean would just theory craft fights. Like, oh, we're stuck on this boss, and we would look up after the raid, we'd get done, we'd look things up, and then me and Sean the next day would be like, okay, well, this ability does this, and like these people can do this, and like we figured out like, oh, well, we only have, you know, our guild only brought in so many of this. Okay, so how do we, if you know, you needed a priest to dispel something, but you didn't have that priest, like what else could we do around that? Oh, well, we have this class and this class. So it was like, it was really cool to like have.
So you're not just like fighting a fight, choreographing a battle. You're also kind of like solving the puzzle that gets you through it. Okay.
And not only
I'm starting to see it a little bit more.
Not only just like solving the puzzle, but like when I was raid leading, it was really cool because you're in control of 20 people in a fight, right? And so you've got 2 healers, 2 tanks, you got, you know, fucking a bunch of DPS or whatever it comes out to. And so when you're sitting there trying to like tell people like, okay, hey, this next ability is coming up, this is where we need to progressing to. Like after this hit happens, I need this half of the group to move left, I need this half of the group to move right, I need the priest to dispel these people here, I need these people have stacks, I need these people to come and hit this specific thing so they drop their stack. And like it was this cool, like you kind of become this like conductor of an orchestra, and you're just like, okay, move this way, move this way, move this way, and then watching people fluidly start to understand the fight and like having abilities, and like when DPS are starting to understand it, and they're not just tunnel vision on these are my buttons, but they're actually watching the abilities and then still doing their rotations, and you're watching that boss health go down, and now you're going from phase 1 to phase 2 and from phase 2 to phase 3, and that like after a week of grinding the same boss or whatever, and you're finally figuring it out and you get it down within that fucking 1% mark, and then the boss dies, there is a dopamine rush that exists like no other video game. Like all of the coordination and the planning and the thinking and rezzing and keeping people alive and rehealing and moving and swapping tanks and doing all these things and repositioning, moving bosses one way and trying not to lose people all throughout this entire fight. When that boss dies, you hear everyone in Discord just fucking just explode with excitement, and it just does something. It's better than heroin, bro. It's like, oh my God, that's so fucking sick. And then when you beat that raid tier, when you kill the final boss of the raid tier, not just like your first couple bosses, like you shouldn't really be dying, but here we are. When you fucking get past it and you kill the final boss and you get that fucking achievement from heroic, that's, you know, you got AOTC, which is ahead of the curve. So it means that you've killed that final boss and you beat that raid tier before the next raid tier came out. So AOTC is what everybody tries to achieve, because that's mid-level, that's heroic. The next one there from is the mythic level bosses, and that's its own beast in itself. But like for our group, getting that AOTC was so fucking just like, it's rewarding. It's so rewarding. And that's what you miss in MMOs that don't exist anymore.
Yeah. I'm starting to understand it now. Because you always, man, Sean, a big thing of why this, like, I think sparked something within me, because I was talking to Sean the other day when I think I was playing Tarkov, he was playing Helldivers, and we were just fucking around in Discord. And he's like, have you ever tried World of Warcraft? I was like, yeah, I have. And he's like, and you know, it never like took. And I was like, I don't know. I didn't want to say like, I don't like the grind, because it's not the grind. I don't like the beginning.
Yeah.
Like those little fuckers and shit like that. Like, I think if I could, and I don't know what the content is like past that, like what is level 20 when you have to start subscribing?
Yeah.
I think that's as far as I've made it.
Yeah.
And I've never gotten to that point. But then like when I hear like you get fucking like Shane Gillis making them at night excited when you start talking about this shit. And it never really like I think it kind of makes a little bit of sense, because like one time you took me in and you're like, okay, you're DPS, so you got to be DPSing. And we were playing with like a couple other groups on like, what I'm sure is like the lowest of low dungeons if I was playing it. But there's like a little bit, and I was like, I don't really like get where you get the excitement. But when you describe it like that and you talk about it, yeah, I can see.
Yeah.
I also do think you're chasing a fucking dragon you're never going to catch again.
100%.
But you fucking sold it.
Dude,
if Sean could sell a Camry, like you could just sell that. Cool.
But that's what I'm saying. Like you are right. Like I am chasing that, because we spent everything before COVID and into COVID, building a group of people together. That's where we met.
I might think about your description of that when I'm having sex later. Like, the crescendo of the DPS as the tank rotates. Fucking.
It's just dope, man. It's just dope. It's watching people that there was a group of us, like, again, people like Nuck. You know what I mean? Like, Nuck is a perfect example of someone who probably should just not be playing that game. But getting a group of misfits and people that, like, 90% of the time everybody's like, it's like herding cats. It wasn't like herding cats. It was like trying to strap helmet on to fucking special needs people and keeping glue out of their mouths for 3 hours a night. Like, it was that, you know what I mean? But like, when all of those people, all of a sudden, all of those people that I just considered to be some of the most retarded human beings I've ever met in my life all clicked together, it was like, whoa, what is happening? You're watching the meters and you're watching people who have been at the bottom of the board. All of a sudden something clicks in their brain. They're like, I get it. And then their numbers just fucking skyrocket. It's like, oh my God, whatever you did, do it again. You know what I mean? And it's just,
yeah,
it's so cool to see happen in real time. And that's the thing is like Final Fantasy doesn't do that, because Final Fantasy isn't necessarily about that type of thing. It's more or less like, how well can you remember a fight versus like how well can you, like, WoW is very much how can you deal with something that happens, and Final Fantasy is how well can you remember the dance. And so they're the same thing, but they're very much two opposites. So you notice in Final Fantasy at the higher tiers, when you know, okay, this move happens, so this next move is going to happen, you have to move left, and people move right. It's like, okay, well, you don't remember that. But like in WoW, it's like something happened and now you have to deal with whatever has happened. You know, like there's a complete difference. And something about WoW rating and WoW dungeoning is just on a whole nother level of dope. And that's the high that I will always chase, is like the coolness of what WoW is. I just don't, I don't want to, again, give Blizzard money. 2, I don't want to have to invest as much time as I did in WoW. And 3, I don't know. It's not the WoW I used to play. It's not for me anymore. It's for a different generation. But then I still see glimpses of it, you know? And you're like,
little glimmer.
You're still kind of sexy. I could still see it.
Oh.
Throne into Liberty will not be that.
No.
But it doesn't mean
that
if
we could have a piece of that.
A piece of it. Just a small little piece. Tempt some fates. I just really what I want to get to in Throne and Liberty is I want to just get into one of the dungeons, the first dungeon. Like the first world dungeon that we kind of found, or what me and Sean kind of found. I just want to get in there and do it. That's my goal for Throne and Liberty. However far past that, I'm not really sure. But I want to get to at least that.
But that'll be like a good gauge.
I think so too. I think it'll be just a point of being like, okay, everything else is grind worthy, but when we get to that point, if there's some type of synergy, some type of thought process, some type of like like in Destiny, when we're fighting bosses, okay, hey, look, when we did that one dungeon, it was like, okay, now I have to drop down low. This is what we need. You guys need to run, take care of these guys. I'll take care. When there was that coordination and like the conversation of this is what we're doing to make that puzzle happen.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking for in an MMO. That's what I want. And if I can get that, I'm sold.
Okay. So Sean is a paladin. Would that make him kind of DPS?
He is definitely DPS and healing right now. It seems like so
you need a tank.
Yeah, so there's a sword and shield class that it seems like it's tanky, and then as you level up sword and shield, it looks like there's taunts and things like that. So it definitely seems like that's kind of it.
I was looking into it a little bit today.
I've got
so it looks like that will be mine.
Okay.
If you are, because you are kind of DPS healer.
I'm not healing.
You're like
Sean seems DPS? Like he's kind of healing. Like he's kind of DPS. His class seems very DPS healer.
So I saw if you do sword and shield and wand, you can be kind of tanky and also heal you and heal other people.
Okay.
So it makes for good tank build. So if you are kind of a DPS, he's kind of a DPS and a healer. I'm a tank.
That could be
we
it.
could potentially do some shit.
We could potentially do some shit. I'm totally down for that. And I think a little bit of the cool thing about it is like if he's DPSing up close and I'm kind of doing daggers and the staff, then like we do have some range that we can play with too, where we're not
in AoE.
in AoE. It could be fucking cool. It could be cool. I'm down to try it. I'm down to give it the old college try. You're not going to get me to say no here. Like if we want to invest, I'm investing. Plus, it just gives me a reason to not play Tarkov.
Oh.
I can't do it anymore. I'm done.
I'm not even like playing the game anymore. I'm just labs running.
Me and Ryan were talking about it. I was like, we just need to become labs, Chad, because that's it. The problem with labs is if you die, you don't get your shit back in insurance.
Yeah.
And so like
when we just died, when me and you just died just a couple hours ago, man, that kit pulled me through 10 labs runs.
See, that's what I was gonna say.
I made about 12 million today.
I was gonna say if I can make a kit last 4-5 raids, I'm feeling like I got my money's worth. Yeah,
the slick hurts.
I'm not wearing slicks anymore. Slicks don't fucking protect at all. I'm getting slicks. I'm ripping the 6s out of them and I'm putting them in something else. And I'm running other fucking rigs because the slicks are just, they're so open. They don't protect anything. Like you can't put side plates in them. I'm just not touching them anymore. I'm so sick of dying with slicks.
I don't know. That one.
The Karuns?
That one did me good. And they repair really good.
I know, but the
Karun's hot.
Dude.
Karun's hot.
You can take the 6s out of the 6.
I need 42 for fucking Ragman before I can get into that.
What are you, 38 right now?
Yeah.
I've just been buying them on the fucking market or like you know where I find a lot of them is hidden stashes. Oh. Okay. I'm glad we're doing this on the podcast and I haven't told Aaron this in person, so he'll have to wait till Monday to find this out. I may have found the dopest thing in Tarkov that I don't think anyone's really talking about. Okay. Scav runs are dope, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, because there's a lot of things that happen with scav runs in PvE that are even doper than what you think. Because you're literally fighting mostly just PMCs and nothing else. So you're PMCing, looting up, and then booking out for whatever the fuck you have. And it's kind of just like how we played with the pistol game where it's just kind of like gun game. You're just kind of like progressing up over a specific top. Scavs can use the marathon transits. And it just reloads you into another map. And you don't have to wait for your scav at 15 minutes. So I start on interchange.
Can you transfer your gear?
It keeps all the stuff on you. So once you finally actually leave the raid, whatever you have on you is what goes into you. So what I've been doing is I've been going.
It's like double or nothing.
Double or nothing, pretty much. Yeah.
Okay.
2 up and then give it to the next guy. But what I'm doing is I start on interchange and I go straight to Goshen and I get food and water and stuff on my scav. And then I transit to customs and I go through customs as a scav. And most of the time that I've been showing up on interchange, Kill is there fucking murdering everything. So I'm like, cool. I just hang back until he walks off and then just loot up whatever. And then fucking go to customs from there. And when you're on customs, you can go out for fucking, I think it's Lighthouse after that point. Or
do a marathon as a scav.
Yeah. But with that being said, what ends up happening is that's the coolest thing. You just run through, get the shit you need or whatever. The hardest part is keeping yourself fed and healthy. So like I said, I hit Goshen first and then I go to customs and I hit med stuff. And then when I'm done there, I just keep going one up.
That
could
be fun.
One up. It's so fucking dope, dude. It was so much fun. And I was like, what? This is an infinite scav run, basically. It's either until you get everything you want and want to walk away or until you die. The hard thing is when you die as a scav, you lose everything. So you have to make you have to make that conscious decision of being like, all right, I'm going to do this marathon from 1 to 1 to 1 to 1. But if I die, I've wasted fucking an hour. But what's any different than you dying on your PMC doing the same thing?
Yeah. That's kind of fun though.
It's been interesting. And like I said, and then every time you kill PMCs or whatever it comes out to, you're getting the rep from fence. So like, what do you mean?
I swear to God, I get 0 rep for killing PMCs.
I'm at 2.5 right now.
I'm at 1.7. I killed 7 PMCs.
It's 0.01
in one raid.
It's 0.01 per PMC. It's not a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it used to be like 0.02 per PMC.
No.
Or like 0.3 or something like that. I thought you used to get like a chunk.
I think it's 0.1. 0.01 is what you get
because,
for PMCs.
So your survival extract is 0.1, right?
0.2. 0.0 or... Oh, yeah. 0.1.
0.1. I have never gotten anything but my survival bump, no matter how many PMCs I've killed in a raid as a scav.
Are you looting PMCs and taking tags when you do it?
Yep.
Interesting. I don't know.
I'm taking all their shit. It shows me killing them. I get nothing. I've never gotten anything but just the survival. Because usually it tells you like how many PMCs you've killed and stuff like that. And it'll say like what factions and stuff, but it doesn't say in like that your overall rep change what it is.
Now I don't know if it's I don't know if it's at the end screen or if it's just automatically given to you. You'll have to check.
Used to be on your end screen that you could track like how many PMCs you killed, what your overall rep is, because it would say like survival 0.1 or whatever, how many PMCs times whatever that rep is. If you killed another scav, your negative scav karma. Just like I said the other day, well, you don't get negative scav karma because I saw a guy and I thought it was a PMC. I shot him and it ended up being pipe. And didn't get any negative for that either.
Did you die?
Yeah.
So
but you would still get negative.
I mean,
even if you died.
I don't know what the changes are. I don't know if they have anything different. I mean, I'm like I said, I'm 2.5 right now, so like I'm moving through scav rep. So the
most scav rep I've gotten is just from us using like vehicle exfils.
Yeah, no,
for like customs and shit.
Because I've already hit all of my vehicle. You only get the rep for vehicle exfils one time.
3 times.
Or 3
first
times.
First one's 0.25. Second one's like 0.1 something, and then it drops to like 0.05, and then I think it keeps dropping until it hits like 0.02 or something like that.
Either way, it's whatever it is, but I'm also not doing a whole lot of fence missions, so however I've gotten to 2.5 has got to be from me killing shit. I also don't know if it's kill shit and get out of raid. I don't know if me killing shit and dying doesn't give me that rep. I don't really pay that much attention because I was thinking about it too. I was like, okay, what's my next goal in Tarkov? It's like, yeah, it's Lightkeeper, Kappa, and then 6 with fence.
Yeah.
But I'm also at the point where like my missions and shit, like I cannot be fucked to play the missions that I have. Dude.
Okay, 6 with fence would make marathon for scavving
so
way more interesting.
Way sicker. Just standing next to the fucking bosses and stuff and just letting them murder PMCs. I don't know. Tarkov is fine. There's nothing. I have no problem with Tarkov. I'm just bored of Tarkov. I'm bored of missions of Tarkov. I'm in that weird spot. 45, 46.
Real fucking stupid and grindy. Yeah, I mean,
I've been looking for a fuel. Like I told you today, I literally am pulling Bitcoins out of raids before I'm finding a fuel conditioner.
Yeah.
That's a problem. I just want to finish that fucking quest so I can unlock the next set of quests that I need. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't until I finish
cucked by fucking
one item.
I think I just found my 3rd fuel conditioner.
I'm 3 or 4.
And it's been 3 weeks I've been on that.
Which is also why I started doing the marathon thing, because I go to fucking interchange, I run Ollie and all the shit, and then I'm going to customs and I'm hitting the fucking tech crates because hoping that I can find something.
Yeah.
Dude, it's cancer. Everyone's like, that's Tarkov. Fuck you, dude. Like, there should not be. If you can sell,
they're not wrong.
If you can sell not found in raid items on the flea now, you should be able to buy them and turn them into quests.
Yeah.
A fuel conditioner is not fucking a make or break item. And the fact that it's holding me back from being able to do other missions is like, okay, well, that's all I've been doing. All I have been doing is looking for one single item. We're talking about people giving up on grinds. Yeah, we're talking about people giving up on grinds in video games. That's where I'm at. I'm at giving up on this because I'm like, I don't want to do it anymore. Not only do I not want to fucking look for one single item to finish a mission, I also don't want to fucking die and lose my kit while I'm looking for one single item in one single mission.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It just feels gross.
It does. Just thinking about that kid I just lost.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's not
even the slick kind of hurts. It's the gun. When you get through it that many times and literally like right before that raid, I was like, man, 300 blackout. Like, you know, it just like, It feels like it just pulls through for you. It's like, you probably don't watch Game of Thrones or like the House of the Dragon, but God, this last season, there's just one scene where like this like old war bitch, she been killing for a long time, and like her and her dragon go into battle, and she knows this is their last battle. And as the dragon's like its neck's exploding and the fire's coming out the side, they both look at each other like, this was it. And they're like, oh, I'm getting fucking goosebumps just talking about it. And like they're like, this is it. That was me with that gun just then. Just like, I'm dead. But like, I'm just, goodbye, my lover. Goodbye, my friend.
So the thing that I've realized more or less that I hate, it's not dying with my gear. It's dying with ammo that can only be found in raid. Because when I die and I get my fucking...
You just repacked all your mags?
Yeah, it's like I'm going in with 300 rounds and I'm leaving with whatever's in my butt cheeks. Like, come on, dude. Like,
and it's like, realistically, you can't fight with 2 mags, you know? You need like at least 2 in your kit, probably 3.
Yeah.
Packed. So at worst, you're still losing 120.
Yeah, at least. And it's like
the shit that you gotta like, and when fucking
you're walking in with
for.
Yeah, when you're walking in with BP and it's gone, it's like I can't buy that on Flea. Like, yeah, I can craft some BP, but those are late game again, locked behind fucking missions like finding one fuel conditioner. You know what I mean? Like, there's so much dumb shit like that. It just feels bad. But it's like I almost want to just start fucking running like crazy ass lab runs with like FMJ just to say fuck it.
I mean, it works for them. That's what I'm getting killed by.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh,
that's the stupidest part. Oh. If I get killed by one more fucking PS round in my fucking armpit, that's the shit. When it's like always your left armpit or some shit, you're like, what the fuck are you talking about?
So when me, Ryan, and Aaron played the other night or whatever, and we were dying back to back to back, first off, my insurance list was so fucking big. It was crazy. But I died twice in 4 raids to butt cheek. Or it said buttocks kills by PS.
That's a new one.
I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me, dude. Someone shot me in the ass with PS rounds and I died. Like,
something bit me. I've never even heard of that. That's kind of great.
When I saw obviously my problem is like I get in a fight and I turn around to leave because I realize I shouldn't be in this area. That's a lot of, like, you were watching me today with labs. Like, I was just at a point where it's like, I just got a boogie. It's like, don't hold this spot because this spot will get me killed.
Yeah. Especially like the new, like, rework. They push you in like very coordinated ways now. Like those 2 guys, I was like this. They were running down the hallway. They split me and fucking just from both sides.
Well, you saw the Terminator running directly at me that I just kept fucking hitting.
Yeah, and then I just shooting him as my just fucking
tap me.
Just like the one tap peek.
Fuck you, dude.
Yeah, but they're getting smart.
they're either getting smart or
Thanks, Chat GPT.
or it's just not. It's not even. Like we talked about. How is it I can pick up these fucking PMC weapons with 30 durability? The first shot I take, they jam. But these guys are walking around fucking clocking
laser beaming you
with nonstop ammunition.
You look at the stats, they're fucking 5 MOA, but they're fucking beaming you from fucking like Lighthouse Sentry to the fucking peak.
Which is where it's like I'll go back to saying it again and again and again. Tarkov, just
best game in the world.
Hire the fucking people from SPT that are doing Saints.
Yeah.
Because they're fixing all of your AI issues. They're making it real. Just let them fucking make your PvE game.
Yeah. That'll never happen.
Did you see? Oh, okay. Before we get out of this, did you see Ubisoft's fucking CEO's conversation about gaming? Oh, it was beautiful. So remember, Skull and Bones is dog shit.
Oh, is this about Star Wars Outlaws?
And then Star Wars Outlaws, like everybody was like, they were saying, gamers have such high expectations nowadays because they delayed Assassin's Creed fucking Feudal Japan, whatever the fucking game's called now. They delayed it because they were like, we have to put it back in the oven to cook. And they were like, and the reason why we're delaying it is because gamers have such a high expectations of video games that we can't just release things anymore without it just having issues because, you know, games like Star Wars Outlaws did so poorly that they're like, we lost so much money that we need to do it. And people were like, people waited a long time for Star Wars. And not only that, people will wait long time for video games now to get fixed. Like no one is really jumping on gaming in a sense. Like something new comes out and there are people that play, but there's so many media sources that will show you the game before.
Fool us once, shame on me. Fool us for the 695,000th time. And yeah, we're going to wait to see how your fucking shit game comes out.
Well, it's like one of my things that like I think they miss specifically is like why are people waiting on some Ubisoft's game? Well, it's because you're starting to label pieces of shit like Skull and Bones as quadruple A games.
Yeah.
I can only buy snake oil so many times. I still have no fucking hair, you know?
There's a difference between snake oil and what even would be the equivalent of quadruple.
Name one game you would consider a quadruple A game. Like, if you had to realistically put that out there, name one game that you would consider quadruple A.
None. Elden Ring, maybe.
I don't even think.
But not even. That will. Elden Ring, I think, might be like the tippy top of the peak.
You're debating it.
Not even Baldur's Gate.
See, I was thinking the same thing.
I'm just thinking of like what like the best games where it's like the most well-rounded. Like I mean, like well thought out, original storyline. Good mechanics, but if you're quadruple A, you better be fucking breaking some fucking barriers, man. Like I better be in a fucking haptic gaming suit.
Well, not even just fucking breaking barriers,
actually fighting on the front lines of Ukraine. Like, like there's got to be some wild shit for it to be quadruple A.
Not just
you're creating a new designation for the standard of gaming.
Not even just
Skull and Bones.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. Yeah, that's the thing. It's not even just breaking new avenues, but like your game has to work. You're telling me Skull and Bones is that game? Hell, Ubisoft, I can name fucking 15 other of your games that run better than that game. You know what I mean? Like,
there's probably a fucking Unreal 5 modded version of Sea of Thieves that is 1,000 times better than fucking Skull and Bones. You know, like
yeah,
you've done nothing new.
No.
Your game doesn't work. You're advertising all over the place. I think that's another huge one.
Yeah.
Fucking if.
Ubisoft is wild too because it's like it's it's in a different ball game of people that are running that company. Not only just running the company, but are like working at that company. I feel like, I think we've talked about it before. I feel like the gaming industry has gone in a different route than where it's not even about corporations wanting to make money, which is where it's at. But then there's development teams that are a little bit too trying to be all inclusive and whatever the fuck is going on now. People have so much shit on this agenda, they forget to make a fucking video game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just make a game. Just make a game. That's why I hate to say it. Tarkov has done a good job of just making a game. It's a shit game.
Oh yeah.
But they've made a game and they've stuck to their fucking guns on what they're making the game for. It's only in the past couple years that they've really tried to like change certain things about it. But for the most part, they were just like realistic, as close to fucking what we wanted as a multiplayer stalker game that we could potentially.
Starkov?
Yeah, Starkov. So, I don't know, man. Gaming is weird right now. But also, Spoopy Month has been in full effect. We've got one Spoopy video out. Still doing 7 days. I've got a Spoopy video. Me and Sean played Barotrauma. I'll be putting that video out.
Played what?
It's a game called Barotrauma.
After I said I don't want to know anything about it. Nope. I just wanted it to be a big surprise.
So
the fact that it's you and Sean, God, what was that game that you guys played where you were the secret agents working with each other?
Oh, fuck.
That was some of the greatest things I've ever seen. The fucking, there's a dot. It's going a thing, and it just cuts to like the other. Like, nope, nothing. That was
oh my god,
fucking. Sean
Tango,
is
Operation Tango. That was what that game was.
Sean is just a fucking content machine.
Sean has been one of my favorite people to play video games with.
That's what I'm saying,
because
dude. That's
just
what I
never
tried to put in on Thrones and Liberty.
He does this thing where like he takes games seriously to a point, and then when he realizes we don't have to make it a real point, he's like, I'm fucking all in for just goofy. So Barotrauma, not going to give anything of the video, but Barotrauma is about a game where you're in a submarine on Europa and you've got missions to do like in this submarine, and you have to like manage the submarine.
Europa, like the moon of Jupiter?
Yeah, and there's like monsters and aliens and shit, but you have to like take care of your sub while you fight these underwater monsters or whatever.
Yes.
It's just
fucking yes.
Some of the shit that we ended up doing is just like Sean has me giggling the whole fucking time. And I just like, I want to make this video a good video. Like there's a lot of like in between little things, but it's like, it's quiet. It's usually just us talking. You don't hear a whole lot going on in the game. So I'm trying to like figure out how to make this a little bit more entertaining to put this video out, because like there's things that happen in this video that Sean was not aware of, that then progressed to other things that made it fucking so brilliant. It's so brilliant. It's so much fun. So
that'll be fun.
That's next on the docket.
I'm pumped.
Yeah. And we're moving through Spoopy Month. I got to record more shit. Like I want to get more shit recorded on.
It's the 4th.
It's the 4th. Before we know it, it's Halloween.
I recorded Chucksy.
What? Oh, don't tell me. Don't tell me about it. But what? Just.
But today I actually I sat down and I recorded.
Look at you.
Yeah. It's Spoopy Month.
It's Spoopy Month.
I got all this shit on my computer.
I'm so excited for this. Now, do you think Starlink will allow you to upload, or do you need to bring it down here for upload?
Ooh, that's something I didn't think of.
Got you. Not a problem.
We'll see.
Well, as long as it's up, as long as it's recorded, we can do whatever with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's all right there.
Make me a final copy and I'll throw it on the channel. Just we'll fucking meet up for lunch and I'll get it thrown up.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is the plan this weekend? Because we need to get out of here.
This weekend? Well, I'm kind of trying to follow up. I might be going to Roseville. I'm definitely going to Roseville Sunday. Jenica's dad's running a marathon, and the whole family is going to be there to cheer him on. I don't know how long it takes to run a marathon.
I don't know how.
It doesn't mean we're just sitting like outside with like a sign at a finish line for fucking 12 hours.
I don't know how you married into someone who is so family oriented. I don't know how you did that, dude.
I'm just super duper in love with her, dude. Like fucking. I mean, you've heard the way that we talk to each other?
Yeah, it's gross.
Bunny baby. Yeah, no, I would kick my fucking like me 5 years ago would kick my ass for the way I talk. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I don't know.
It's not even just that. I love pet names. I love cutie pet names. I love shit like that. That's totally fine.
Baby booger bun. I catch myself the way I talk to her.
See, but that's fine.
It's just changed. I'm just a changed person.
You are. But it's the emotion behind it. I don't mind doing the pet names. Oh, my little sugar bumpkin, my little pumpkin pie, stuff like that. It's when you don't hear it, you get emotionally like distraught by it. I know that happens. Well, why did you call me Brad? You know what I mean? Like, I know it fucks you up.
I don't think she's ever called me that.
See, that's weird.
You just fucked my head. All right, everybody. Have a great week. Happy Monday.
Be spoopy. Play games.
I'll see you in a week. Sugar booger booger boogums.
Boogie boogie. All right. Whoa.